enjoyed so much. Fancy Nancy, every day is Earth Day. I enjoyed it so much, I decided I wanted to dress up fancy for you today. Boys and girls, you know what I'm going to say. This reminds me of what we are learning about in reading. We are learning not how to be fancy, but we are learning how authors write to persuade, inform, and entertain us. I have to tell you, I know why Jane O'Connor wrote this story, Fancy Nancy, Every Day is Earth Day. I know that she wrote this book to entertain me so that I could enjoy and laugh when I was reading this book. Now, I may have learned some facts as I was reading this story. However, the author mainly wrote this story so that I would enjoy it. Let me show you some evidence as to why or how I know that. On page 10 and 11, I see here that Fancy Nancy is off to the supermarket with her dad. I use these sticky notes all the time to mark the spots that I want to share with you. Well, on this page, here's what happens. Dad, I say, the green rule is less than a mile, then bike in style. And I just love this illustration. And I love that picture of her. I really enjoy reading this part where she has her dad on her bike and she's on her fancy bike with the purple and the fancy basket and her little stuffed animal. I just love it. Let me share with you another page, which is evidence for how I know that this story was written to entertain me. I'm looking at page 14. Later that night, it gets cold. My mom wants me to turn up the heat. Oh no, Mom, I say, it's better to wear a sweater. And look what she does. Look at that. She puts on a sweater, but here's the best part. Look at the little doggy. Look at the illustration of her dog. Her dog, her cute little furry friend, is also dressed up in a sweater, a winter hat, and even has a little sock or something to keep his tail warm. It really made me laugh, guys. I know you're laughing and you're chuckling too, and you're enjoying this book. Yes, we learned some facts and some information about what we can do to stay and go green, like keeping our temperature at an appropriate level in our house and riding our bikes to the grocery store instead of driving all the time. But the main reason why this author wrote this book was to entertain us. I'm wondering if we could look at another story. This story is called Arthur Turns Green. Boys and girls, I want you to take out a sticky note. Doesn't have to be a green one, but we are going green, so feel free to find one that's green if you can. I want you to take out a sticky note, and I want you to write down how you know that the author, Mark Brown, how do you know that the author is writing this book to entertain you? Maybe you're going to learn about some facts about how you can help the planet. I'm sure you will. I know you will. But I'm wondering, what evidence can you find that will tell you that this book was written for your entertainment and for your enjoyment? Go get that sticky note. Hit pause if you need to. Look at that. The author signed this book. Yep. I'm not kidding. I met him. I met this author. I did a couple years ago. He was so nice. He signed my book to my class, to my students. Arthur's class was working in the school garden when Mr. Ratburn began to explain their next class project. "Let's call it the Big Green Machine," he said. "Your job is to find ways to make our planet a better place to live. We'll share and present all your ideas at a school family night." I'm going to flip through some of the pages here. Maybe you're noticing, I'm not going to read the whole story or the next pages. I'm just going to take a picture walk, and I bet you that you're noticing some evidence of the author writing this book to entertain you. One way that I know is just by the characters in the story. Those characters, those made-up characters, are doing some things to help the planet. However, having animals as characters in a story doing things to help the planet, that's telling me that this author, Mark Brown, wrote the story so that we would enjoy it and that we would be entertained by it. I know that you wrote that down on your sticky note, didn't you? You knew, you found evidence of how this author wrote this book to entertain us. Boys and girls, it is now your turn. As you are reading today, I want you to think in your head, why did the author write this book? What is the author's purpose? Did the author write the book to persuade, inform, or entertain you? You need to write down your evidence of how you know. So maybe you're going to go get your reader's notebook. Maybe you're going to open to a fresh new page here. And you're going to take your sticky note as you are reading today, and you are going to write down the title of the book that you read, the author, and you are going to write down the author's purpose. Happy reading, my friends.